Hey guys. So this is the second video in my using a layer mask reflection little bit that I'm doing. The first one that I showed you just dealt with mainly text, and this one's going to be dealing with an image. Some of you may be working with an image that you want to. Some of you may be working with an image that you want to do a reflection for, and if that's the case, then this is the video you all need to be watching. So what I have is my image, which is the Apple iPod Touch. And what I'm going to do with it is add or do the same exact thing I did with the text video. If you haven't seen it, then I'm going to go ahead and explain that for you all. What we want to do is, since we have this layer, we want to duplicate this layer by either right clicking on it and going to duplicate layer, or if you're on a piece or if you're on a Mac, hold option, click and drag. And it goes ahead and automatically makes the copy for you. And then we want to hit Command T or Control T if you're on a PC. And then we want to flip the image vertical, and to do that, go to Edit, Transform, and Flip Vertical. And with that, and then we'll move the copied image down below the original image, and we'll just set it right on it, or we'll get it to a point that we think looks good, or you all think looks good, however you want to do with your image. Just make sure that it's lined up perfectly even with it, if of course that's the way your reflection is going to go. Now that we have the copied image down below, we have it where we want it, we're going to go over into our layers box, and we want to make sure that the copy is selected. Sorry. And we go down to the tools down here in the bottom, and we want to click on the little box that has a circle in it because it's the add layer mask selection, and we click on that, and it brings up it shows this, and you get a little white box here in this layer next to your image with a little link between it, meaning that the image is linked to the layer mask. And now what we want to do is come over to our toolbar, and we want to click on our gradient. And some of you, you may have a paint bucket here. Just click and hold it, and it'll bring up the gradient tool. And now what we do is we just start. You want to find the best spot for you all, like what's going to work for you as far as reflection goes, because you can click anywhere. Like I can make it go this way, which doesn't really work. I can make it go at an angle, which also doesn't work. But what we really want is something that looks good. And if you take it from here and just go down, remember if you hold shift, it holds it straight. You get something like that. Or if we go from the top of this one to the bottom, you get something like that. Maybe the middle to here, you get that. Just play around with it to figure out what you want for your project and what works best for you as far as that goes. And eventually you'll find what you want and what works for you. And that's just an easy way to do a reflection to get a more uniform feel or uniform look to it than just taking an eraser and rubbing it back and forth on it, hoping you get something that looks decent. But as far as that goes, that is a simple way to use layer masks. If you haven't done it before, then this should be a great introduction to layer masks because they are a wonderful thing.